Yeah.
Right. This is going to be a fun one tonight, isn't it? So let's see how we get on with this one. You ready then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So here we are. This is episode 11 of the Tennessee Titans UK Fans podcast. I'm joined once more by James and David. Guys, thanks for joining me. So the first thing we need to discuss was the weekend's game against the Raiders, where it finished Titans 10, Raiders 20. Now, going to be honest with you and everyone who's watching this video, before the game, I was positive. I thought we were going to quite nick the game or even be in the game to do something. I was very disappointed sitting there watching the game. It was a long day and a very long evening for me. I was extremely disappointed because the defeats we're going to get a few more this season, which I can accept. But the performance just was dreadful, wasn't it? I think you both can agree with me that defensively we looked quite good, but I think in the end the defense got too tired because they were on the field too much, and the offense was just three and out constantly. Um, I'm trying to be positive about the game. Obviously, there's something to discuss that was positive after the game, which happened during the week, which we'll discuss later. Maybe a slight somebody may have lost their job, which is quite a good thing to talk about in a sad way. I think Cam Ward struggled during the game. I think it's I think his confidence is obviously quite low. I do like Pollard and Spears. I thought they played well during the game offensively. Although I'd like to see Pollard, although he's quite strong, have a few more yards added to his runs. He's not getting those kind of bursty runs through, is he? So that's about as positive as I can be about the last game. I had a wasted evening, which is good. Guys, let me know your thoughts. What can you pull from this that was positive?
Yeah. Defensively, I thought was a very good performance. If you think they gave up two stupid lining up in the neutral zone penalties and the face mask penalty that Draymond Jones gave was really hard to accept because it was a third down stop. Unfortunately, virtually on the next play, they scored a touchdown. So really, uh, they gave up another touchdown with what first and goal of the 2 yard line. So basically, they really only gave up three. Could have given up just three field goals. So that was a good performance by them. Barton was it was well, a fraction of a second from having the touchdown not being overruled. So that was the good point. Offensively, they were shocking, really. I mean, Latham shouldn't have played. He obviously wasn't fit enough. I mean, I think he gave up 3 sacks of the six from his side. Um, Ward seems to be under pressure a lot. I mean, I thought he played reasonably well. I mean, he didn't throw a lot of stupid balls. I mean, and mostly defenders weren't off it. Wide receivers weren't free. But I have to say that I thought Jefferson, who I didn't like at all when he was picked up, I thought what a waste of a pick he'd hardly been. But he had two receptions when he was wide open. And how many times have the Titans had wide open receivers this year? Not very many times.
Yeah. Positives. Um, Big Jeff started the game off really well. Um, that's me done. That's the best I could think. It was just it was, it was a terrible performance, and I can't lie, I fell asleep. I fell asleep just after half time, and I had to go and watch the rest of the game in the morning before work. It was probably people might have noticed that I went really quiet, but I was just well over the game. It was awful. We started like the defense started off really well, and I'm just getting to that stage in the season now where I'm just a bit like, nah. I mean, we've had changes, so something's going to happen now. But the way it was going, I was done. Like I'm literally one embarrassing defeat away from the Patriots from just calling it quits for the season and starting again next season. It's just, as David said, JC Latham shouldn't have been back. I was really hyped that he was back. I think, and this is going to be the time, and he just looked awful. He just wasn't ready. There's comments come out from Big Jeff about the team looking flat during the week, and that's coming off a win. So the players clearly know it was a bit of a fluke win. They probably didn't deserve the win, so they're still pretty. They're not hyped at all. So there's something obviously something's been going on down there. That's not getting the players ready. They came out flat. It's just an overall flat performance, really. I don't think I. I'm getting to. I understand he's a rookie. I understand it, but he's just not. He's not it for me. Like, I'm looking for people that can like Drake May, prime example. We're gonna see him next week, and he's gonna walk all over us. But he was a rookie in a really bad team, but he looked good. He actually looked good, and they've now stepped on or stepped up. We look bad, and Cam Ward looks bad. So the jury's out on him. I'm not as hyped the season went on. I just got the biggest realization that I said the Titans were going to score 30 points the weekend, and there was 30 points scored the game. But yeah, massive error on my part. I got caught up in a win.
Well, that's the problem with sports, isn't it? Once you get that one win, you think that's it. It's going to change. We're going to push forward with it. But I mean, has Cam Ward? I guess it's difficult when you've got a rookie in a rebuild at a quarterback. It's a lot of pressure to put on a young rookie. I'm sure I saw a picture yesterday where they showed all the head coaches had been fired when they had a rookie as a quarterback, and I think there was like five coaches that had been fired, all with a rookie quarterback, and it's like, and they were new coaches as well. So it does make you wonder, you know, when you have a rookie quarterback, do you need somebody more experienced to be coaching them? Is that what's happening with Cam Ward? That he needs somebody with more experience around him to guide him and guide the team, possibly. Obviously, we'll discuss that in further detail very shortly because there has been a change. Is that one of the issues? Are we not playing to his strengths, possibly? We've got his best mate sitting on the practice squad. Why is he not playing? Does I'd like to see I can't say his name now. Representation Xavier. Oh, you love that, don't you, David? I cannot say his name.
Just say X.
Yeah, exactly. It's just easier, isn't it? I need to find out his shirt number. I can just say that instead. But like I say, it'd be nice to get him in the team and see whether that makes Cam Ward produce better. I mean, hopefully, James, I hope you're wrong that Cam, is going to be the one, and you're wrong that you're not too sure about him and it is going to change. But time will tell. I mean, yeah, it's all difficult with rookie, isn't it? And we haven't got backup's all right, but he's not a strong backup as such, is he? So, but then I was a bit disappointed with Callahan's comments after the game where he was trying to bring Ward into the equation that he was to blame. And I'm kind of thinking, well, okay, if you're saying he's to blame for part of it as well, why didn't you pull him? Why didn't you pull him and put in the backup and say, do you know, it ain't your game today, pull him off? So, maybe that was one of Brian Callahan's downfalls that he was trying to pass the blame to the people without making decisions himself, possibly. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, one thing I noticed on there that he completed a number of short passes, but the blocking on them was terrible, and that's why they ended up being short passes. Because I think the first one he threw to Spears, and there were three Titans against two um, Raiders, and yet he was tackled by one of the, or almost tackled by one of the Raiders, and then the rest of them turned up. The next play, I think there was two. He threw to Chico Conquo on the next play, and there were two Raiders. Sorry, one Raider and two Titans. They couldn't block him, and he tackled Okonkwo for a loss. I think then Lockett got one thrown to him. It was, to me, and it wasn't quite accurate enough. But DK was out blocking, and he whiffed on the man there, and he tackled Lockett for a no gain. I mean, all of those really with proper blocking should have been at least a 5 yard gain on all of them. And that's the sort of thing that it doesn't really help Ward, because he tries something and then nothing plays because of the blocking.
I think that play you're talking about for Lockett was just an awful option. Like, why don't you, if you're going to check it down to the fastest player we've got and probably the most elusive player we've got of Dyke. Don't, or Dick, or whatever now, I can't remember his name is now. But you check it down to him and let someone else block. Don't the fastest player block for the oldest player. It doesn't make sense. It was just like I looked at the stats at the end of the game, and Cam Ward, I think, had his probably best game accuracy wise, but it was all checkdowns, and it's just we're not getting anywhere doing that. We're just chucking the ball down just off the line of scrimmage, and we've got to like we've still got to make the 10 yards. We're not pushing it. So there's obviously the gameplays aren't there to because they're those like checkdowns will be an actual play. It's not like you're waiting for a receiver to come open and you're picking the right receiver. Then it's a designated play. They don't trust him to throw the ball further. So it just seems to me that there's a lot of issues, and I it yeah it's the jury's
It's
out.
it's hard,
I
isn't it? It's
don't.
hard, isn't it?
It's hard to think of what to like. How do we improve? And as you say, Restrepo's there. If it is a safety blanket we need, the problem is we need receivers stretching the play. Restrepo's not going to do that. Restrepo is a safety blanket when the other receivers can't get open. But if the other receivers aren't like if we're not doing enough on the play. Like our best receiver is Chig. Like our best receiver is the tight end who all the comments I've been seeing of people wanting to like not stay this season to go off elsewhere. Like he's probably our best option at the moment. And yeah, it was a bad all round game when it really weren't it. It was nothing. There was nothing really exciting.
I think the problem is also that with, I mean, it's not just Ward. I mean, it's the receivers not getting open, not blocking the offensive line, not giving enough time, then giving away stupid penalties and that sort of thing. So it's a whole range of things that are just off, and they need to address those properly. I mean, they don't seem to be doing the right things as also. And the play calling is a bit funny as well. Because on one play they got a 5 yard penalty. So it was 1st and 5 at the 19-yard line. And then they do a handoff. Well, surely you go for the end zone or close to the end zone first time, because if he throws it away, you're still 2nd and 5. You made 5 yards. So but they do a run and then they throw an incompletion and then they were in trouble.
Yeah, I think it's a lot. There's just there needs some changes. I just don't understand with what's happened this week. Is there why we've kept everything the same? It's just there's something seriously wrong there. And in regards to Brian Callahan, he may be the quarterback. He may be a good coach for a quarterback, but a quarterback in a team that's built. We don't have a good. We don't have a good O line. We don't have good receivers. We don't have anything in place for a QB to who's probably not got all the mechanics there. Maybe he could be good, but he needs. I feel like with Cam, he needs everything in place to be good. I don't feel like he's one of these quarterbacks we can grow around. Like he's going to do the option. Like if you look at Joe Burrow, they've had an awful O line, one of the worst O lines since he started, and yet he's putting up serious numbers. So we can only make the O line excuse so many times. We sacked him 9 times in the playoff game. They still won. Like the O line can only be an excuse so much, and then you look at your receivers and the receivers getting open. Like maybe we need younger, faster receivers or better receivers, but it's
Traylon Burks.
those picks,
Traylon Burks.
those picks don't happen. We've got one pick. We've got to make. We're now in this position now. Next year draft, wherever we are, we've got to pick a wide receiver and a stud wide receiver. We've got to pick an absolute unit on for the O line to shore up left tackle or some other place that we're gonna have to fill, and we need an edge threat. Like we just,
We
it's
need a
too
lot.
much. It's too much to fix, and this is the problem. We're in a cycle now where this rebuild's going to happen, and we're probably not going to look good until Cam Ward's rookie deal's over. And then, if he's not been good enough in that far in those years, what do we do then? Are we looking for another QB?
Well, that's it,
Well,
isn't it? It's hard. Go on, David.
well, no, I mean, you're looking at what's going to happen in 2 years' time. So I think it's no point looking too far ahead. I mean, you've got to assume that Cam Ward is the man for us, and he can play better. His accuracy is he's got to be a little better. Um, but yeah, he's got to more often have a clean pocket to pass in, and you can't say that that is what is happening at the moment. He's always seems to be sidestepping and then trying to do a pass rather than just being able to sit back and survey the field and make a pass. Um, you know, because it's not just being sacked 6 times, it's also being pressurized and having to move around, dozens and dozens of times in a game.
Yeah, I think it's the problem, isn't it? I'm trying to be positive for Cam, and I know he's a rookie, and he's not our biggest problem that we've got. It's got to that point in the season very quick that I just don't know what to say anymore. I just don't know where. What can we fix it? Like what's it's that despair, isn't it? So we've gone from a win to and the next game, it's just like oh, I just do you know what? I don't know
Right.
anymore. I just don't know.
Yeah, we've gone from a
I don't
win
know what
to
to do.
season's now over. We've accepted the
Yeah,
season's
yeah.
over just after one defeat. So obviously, yeah, guys, we're talking about Cam Ward quite a bit here. So I'm going to move us on slightly to the next subject. So obviously, he's obviously struggled with coaching setup as well, hasn't he? Maybe they haven't used him correctly. So was it Monday he got fired? Callahan wasn't it? Yeah, I was in I was in Argos buying a wardrobe. My phone's going off my pocket, and I'm like, what's my phone going off for? Oh, so get home in the rain. I look at my phone. I was like, oh, they've sacked him. They've sacked him. So Callahan's gone, along with his father. Mike McCoy is now interim head coach. We've kept the rest of the coaching team, which you alluded to a moment ago, James, which is a bit weird because you'd think they'd have a complete clear out, but maybe mid-season, or I say mid-season, quarter through the season, a third through the season, it's not that easy. Do we think now, with McCoy in charge, are we maybe we'll see Cam Ward be given a bit of an open rein? Are they going to free him up a bit to do a bit more? Maybe we'll see a different Cam Ward coming forward now. So maybe that's going to happen. So what are your thoughts on that, and what are your thoughts about Callahan finally getting the chop? I assume you're very disappointed about that news.
Not really, no. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was a complete shock, and I mean, at 5-1, you'd probably think he would have probably carried on, but the offense was so inept. Uh, I mean, I think they'd had 23 drives of three plays and a punt or less this season, and 5 touchdowns on offense. I mean, those are numbers you just can't survive with.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? There used to be a running joke going around with Vrabel and his play calling. It used to be like run, run, pass, punt, and now it just seems to be well, the first drive of the game, run, 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 punt. It was just like, wow, that set the tone for the game. I think that first play set the tone, and going back to the Callahan point, we've changed subjects. I've got distracted. It's will the play calling change? You'd like to think, well, you'd like to think it would, but at the same time, the play call that's been called in the last 2 games is still there. So, is he going to still be as conservative? Because I feel like it's still been very conservative football, especially with checkdowns, running the ball on the first 3 plays of a game. Yeah, we'll say Brian Callahan. He's a coach that probably would be really good on a good team, and I don't dislike the man. I think he's a really nice guy. He's talked. He's just this year. He's aged. He's feel like he's aged in a space of
Haven't
like
we
what
all? I think I've aged as well
five,
so far.
6 games, and he's aged. But he's obviously a good coach, and he was well respected when he came to us. I just think he's obviously a person that would be good if we had a team that was set. He's not a coach you want for a rebuild. He'd be good. I reckon maybe a good coach for a rookie, but not for a rookie and a rebuild.
I
Sometimes
must
some
admit,
people
on
don't
that,
make head
that
coaches, they
first
do.
play, I felt they should have gone for it on fourth down. I mean, it was 4th and 1. I mean, why not go for it? You know, I thought that was a good. I thought they should have gone for it. To be honest,
Probably. There's nothing like you're in that state of the season now where what have you got to lose?
Yeah,
Like you make it, we keep a drive alive. We lose it, we're gonna lose. We're potentially on the back foot again, and which we were already. Like
mm,
you got to do something. What's the Dan Campbell? He's renowned for playing 4-on-1, isn't he?
yeah.
When he first joined the Lions, he was literally just going for it every single time. Every time it was a fourth and short, they'd go for it and run the play.
I think sometimes you've got to do, haven't you? Because you can't just like say play conservative all the time. Because if you keep playing conservative, then it's a bit boring. I mean, if you're in the game and it's tight, I understand. But when you've lost as many games as we have so far already, and Callahan must have saw the writing on the wall. We'd have thought he'd have gone, well, do you know what? Let's just go for it because he had nothing to lose, did he? I mean, what did he have to lose? Because he was going to get fired at some point in the season, regardless. I still think week 10, the
Yeah.
bye week would have been the week even if we'd have still been in with games. I think he'd have got fired eventually, week 9, week 10. So he may as well have gone out with a blaze of glory. At least the fans could have enjoyed it for a moment, couldn't they? So, which is frustrating.
I
So,
think
who
if
do you?
also if you lose it at that early in the game, even if you go 7 down, it's not a situation you can't come back at. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's slightly different if it was 7-0 already, then maybe you think, we can't go 14-0, don't go punt it. But that early in the game, why not?
It just backs up what Big Jeff was saying about the being flat. Imagine you've not had the greatest of training sessions throughout the week. You come out against the Raiders, you run three run plays, and then you punt it. Like as fans, we were probably all sat there just gone, "Oh my God, here we go again." My Sunday's ruined already within the first like passage of play, and you think, "Oh, must the players must be thinking that as well?" Great, we've all gone out there, done absolutely nothing. Here you go, Raiders, have the ball back, and let's just rely on the defense to do something. So yeah, it was.
Demoralising.
I feel like we needed a big clear out. To be perfectly honest, I'm glad. When we signed the coach the Callahans, the Brian was well respected. Done with Stafford, Burrow. People talking about how he's good for a rookie QB. With Levis, with Cam, we've not done that great with either of them. So his stock's very much down. Bill Callahan was supposed to be like the oracle of the O line, and
Mm.
our O line's got worse. And we've got two first round picks in there. One of the best right guards from last year, the Zietler, whatever his name is. He's quite high respected. Cushenberry's, I mean, he been injured, but he's come back and he's supposed to be a good centre. Why we've signed the left tackle, I have no idea. But you'd like to see if you've got this good coach, you'd like to see him push on, and we've just regressed under the O line coach. So. As you said, it'd probably be hard to clear house and then find people to come and take all those positions. And maybe we're just going to coast it for the rest of the season with what we've got and then make the changes. But yeah, I think I would like to have seen a bit more of a complete clear out and start again.
I just think I don't think you can really afford to go completely new. You're not going to get that great a talent, and also if you're going to get a new head coach the beginning of next year, he's going to employ new people to take over. So a lot of people aren't going to bother of any talent going there for 10 games. They might as well just wait until next year.
So, who do you guys want as the new head coach then? Because I've seen lots of names mentioned. I've got a nice list in front of me of names I was looking at today. I personally would prefer an experienced coach now. I know we all see these like up and coming coaches getting these jobs. I think we're in a bit of a mess. I think we need somebody who's been there, done that, got a bit of control over it, and kind of has that experience. I mean, I was looking at Mike McCarthy, Gruden, the two experienced people. Then there's a big list of Joe Brady, Jesse Minter, Brian Flores, Matt Nagy, all these like offensive coaches and stuff who are there. Do you guys want somebody who's experienced like I do, or would you be happy with a non-experienced coach taking over again?
No, I'd want someone who's had a previous head coach experience, rather than someone who's coming up from, who's been a highly touted offensive or defensive coordinator. I'd like to see someone who's been there and done that, even if slightly unsuccessful. He's actually got the experience of handling people and knows where to go. I think,
Jeff Fisher, does he come to mind? Because he's experienced.
yeah, I think he's a bit probably a little bit past it. Although having said that, um, the is the coach at the Raiders. He's the oldest coach ever, isn't he?
Isn't he
So
73?
who? Jeff Fisher.
No, the Raiders coach, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 74. They said he's
Yeah,
the
I,
old.
I I saw it a couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't believe how old he was.
Yeah,
I thought he was late 60s possibly, but I didn't realize he was that old and he's still doing it. Fair play to the guy. He's obviously very experienced.
yeah. I don't think you'd want to come here then.
So David, just before we move to James on that, who would you like in charge? Who have you seen, or who do you think's available who might come to us?
I
Who you'd
haven't
like to have?
really, to be honest, I haven't really looked at anyone in particular. I'm not, there's no one I favour. I just want someone who's got some experience of being a head coach before, rather than someone is his first job, which we've gone through basically the last three times.
Mm. James?
Yeah, I'm very much kind of want Mike McCarthy. I say it's just want someone that knows what they're doing. We are not an attractive team to come and want to attract anyone over to come and to want to coach us. So he's got someone that's out of a job. I can't see. Yeah. You say that we have no chance. The guys at the front of house of the Titans make some weird decisions. So, but yeah, I'd rather an experienced head coach come in, try and see what they can do with us. I feel like we need a complete clean house, like we should have done at the end of last season with if we when we got rid of the GM, we should have started afresh and gone from there. But we're doing again. We're a season late again, and but yeah, my picks Mike McCarthy. Um, no other reason than just that he's one of the favourites to take the job, and he's an experienced coach. I'd love to have one of these new like offensive play callers. I think the one with the Washington Commanders was mentioned as well. I don't know what his name is, but yeah, it'd be lovely to be that position. But yeah,
Honest.
we've made that mistake with a new coach coming into a rebuild. We just
Oh,
need
the Commanders one. That's Cliff Kingsbury.
yes, yeah.
That's him. So
He's done well with them, but yeah, we need someone with head coach experience, someone that's gonna just build us up and
come in, be assertive. I think somebody needs to come in, be assertive, and be ruthless with decision making. I mean, we saw during Callahan's reign, he wasn't very ruthless with deciding on the pitch. He dawdled a few times, and you'd like to think McCarthy, being experienced, would come in and get on with it and know what he's doing. He's been there, done that, and he can lead from the front. Maybe with Callahan, there was that leadership wasn't there. So again, that's what I want, somebody with experience, because I want somebody who, you're talking to these players. These players are all young millionaires. You know, then you've got these young coaches come through. Sometimes you need that older head there to take control of them. And I don't want to say bring them down a peg or two, but kind of put them in control. I mean, did you guys see that? I'm slightly off topic now, but did you see that interview with Tua? I ain't going to say his surname, the Miami Dolphins quarterback the
mm,
weekend, where he was saying that players weren't turning up to player-only meetings, they weren't turning up to team meetings, and they weren't mandatory meetings to go to. And you're kind of thinking, well, you're a millionaire sports person. You're asked to go to these meetings. They should be attending them. So obviously, I think the Dolphins are they 1-5 as well. So there's
Well,
obviously behind the scenes issues, and again, they've got a youngish coach, haven't they, as well? So sometimes you need that experience to kind of pull them in.
yeah, I think coaches have to be a bit ruthless. I mean, players aren't turning up. You want to get them out of there, really. I mean, I'd rather have 45 players who want to play and want to turn up rather than having, five players who may be superstars, but well, if they feel like playing, they'll come along and if things aren't going right, they'll just sulk.
Mm.
This is a contentious thing. I'd actually quite like if it was possible to, in some parallel universe, I'd quite happy to take Vrabel back. His decision making, play calling wasn't at the end wasn't that great, but it was a lot better than what we have in now. Also, he was a player's coach. He just galvanized that locker room. I mean, the amount of injuries we had, and yet players still came out and played. I felt like we're in nearly every game, even the games we were losing. We weren't getting blown out. We didn't look. We had bad moments in the game, but we weren't. We didn't have lots of bad games. And I feel like with him, he just players loved him. Players just wanted to play
Yeah,
for him. You've got
that's it.
to
They wanted to
ex-players.
build
They
him, didn't
talk
they?
about him. We talk about him so well. Like Henry loves him. AJ Brown talked about him, and in the interviews after leaving. But you got to look at ex-players like Taylor Lewin really likes rates him massively. So you just yeah, I'd have him back, but that's not going to
No, no
happen.
chance.
Well,
No
he
chance.
will be back, but just not in the wrong
Well, he'll
team.
be back next week.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's going to enjoy that trip to Nissan Stadium, isn't he? I think, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's going to be a run up the score kind
Hmm.
of game. I think it's going to be a bad game. Very bad.
Maybe. I was a little bit more positive on Monday evening that the game may not be as bad as it could have been. Is all I'm going to say. That's my thoughts on it so far. I mean, talking of the game coming up then. So, Nissan Stadium, is it going to be full? Maybe, because people might want to see Vrabel come back at the weekend. I know it's on Sky Sports Plus, so anyone who's got Sky Sports Plus, we had to watch the game as well, which is quite good. They seem to be showing us a bit more love for some reason.
National
We like this.
humiliation.
Yeah, well, exactly. So I'll kick it off. My thoughts of the game. When Callahan was in charge, I thought, isn't the record defeat, is it 58-0 or something against the
Hmm.
Patriots, something like that, or 63
Yeah.
nil I thought it was going to be a bloodbath. I would have easily said 60-0. I think Patriots are going to come out, wipe us completely from first kick, and then we're just going to fall apart. But now Callahan's gone. I don't know. My optimism's improving again. Maybe 30-0 might be the scoreline I'm thinking of, but you know, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, I'm interested to see, will the reins be taken off the players now? Were there issues behind the scenes? Is Jeff going to pull the team together? And is McCoy going to come in and prove why he was a head coach before previously? And is it going to invigorate us to go 2-5? Do you guys share the optimism I've got, or are you thinking I'm completely insane and I need to go back to the mental asylum?
I'd like to see Big Jeff really step up into his role of captain. He needs to do something to galvanize his team together. I can't see us much. I can't see us winning. The Patriots look really good. It's going to be a beatdown, I think. I was really positive last week, said we are going to score 30 plus. This week, if we score one touchdown, it'd be great. I've just got this feeling that Landry's going to tee off against us. 3 sacks, probably 3, 4 sacks. Especially it depends if he's going up against Latham or not. If it's Latham, probably looking at 4 or 5 sacks. But we got Hooper in the team. He'll probably score a touchdown. Who else? What else ex-Titan players are at the Patriots at the moment? Because they'll probably find a way
Uh,
to score.
Gibbons is there. The inside linebacker is there.
He'll probably get a sack or an interception.
They'll,
But
pro- they'll
yeah,
probably sign. They'll probably sign Burks on Friday, and he'll come on and score one, and then get injured.
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there was big talks of. I saw rumors of Henry being traded to the Patriots,
Oh, not on
and I
Friday. Not on
thought,
Friday.
oh, not this week. After this week, yes, but not this week. No, I just don't think my heart could take it. Um, But yeah, I can't see a win. I just can't see a win. I can't see until we are we playing the Jets this season.
I
Yeah.
don't think we are. No,
Ah, I was going to say that's our chance.
I think we still lose that as well.
I don't know. There are minus passing yards at
They were
game
bad.
of the
I saw
weekend.
that game the weekend. They were very bad.
So it'll be the worst game on TV, wouldn't it? That definitely not going to get TV coverage if that was the game.
Well, I
Go on
don't.
then,
I mean, I
David.
don't think it'd be quite as bad. I mean, hopefully there'll be a players only meeting, and as you say, Simmons and a few other players will step up and get the morale going in the right way. Because if the defence plays reasonably well, I can't see them scoring 40 points or 30 points. I can't see them scoring 30 points, to be honest. But I don't think we'll score enough points to make it an equal game, unfortunately. But I think defensively we can hold our own enough to not give them a completely free rein. It's not to say they'll just get the ball and march down the field for six plays. I think one game in the season we've not defensively not played well, which I think was the Colts game. But apart from that, defensively we played reasonably well the other five games.
We've got we've managed to stop, but our defensive line's done really well. And also, Big Jeff's like the number one defensive tackle in the league at the moment. And Femi had such a good game against the Raiders, and now he's what,
Hmm.
fractured leg or
Yeah,
hairline fracture or
they don't
something.
think it's a bad one, do they? But again,
And
it's going to be 6 weeks, isn't it?
he's
Hmm.
gone now. It's just our defensive line looks good. It's whether we can stop the run. I think the problem is we just need to get pressure onto Drake May because he's a good QB.
Hmm.
People talk about him being in the top five for MVP votes this year. So it'd be nice. It'd be nice to win. It'd be lovely to win. But I've got a feeling it's one of those ones I'm just gonna watch behind my hands and
Yeah.
just hope Vrabel doesn't run the score up too much on
Well,
us.
just so you know, on the game, I'm actually going to miss the game this week, which is I'm not sure it's a good thing or a bad thing. My daughter's got a dance show she's doing. She's on a big stage somewhere. She's only 10, so I've got to go to that. So I'll be very disappointed that I'm not at the game. When I leave, I'll be leaving about 7:30, so I'll probably have a grasp of what's been going on at 7:30. So I will miss the game. So quickly then, James, give me a prediction. I'm going to write it down. What's your prediction?
Oh God.
Come on,
Uh,
fire us on. You said we
uh,
might score once, didn't you? So
right.
was that?
I've got to think of multiples of seven. Um,
Just have a go because I'm sure we'll make the impossible happen this week. Come on,
I'm gonna say the Patriots are gonna get something in the 30 bracket, and
Hmm?
the Titans are gonna get something in single digits.
7:30 then.
Uh, we score 13, they score 27.
Okay.
I'm going to go for 24-23 Titans because I'm a real
God, what are
fan.
you doing?
I'm a real fan, and I'm positive. I'm gonna sit there in this dance recital, watch my daughter do ballet on the stage, whatever she's doing, and I'm going to be sitting there thinking, I can't wait till I get out at 7:30, and we're in the lead, and I'm going to say to everyone, I was right and they were wrong. Or maybe my 63-0 prediction earlier on might
If
be the one,
if it
but
happens, you'll never be able to watch a Titans game this season.
well,
I've been
he's
going
got
every game. I've been going through my like superstitions. So the Cardinals game, I didn't wear a jersey. So last week I didn't wear a jersey, and it was awful. So I'm now running out of ideas. I've tried socks. I've tried different jerseys. I've even worn like an AJ Brown jersey this year. Still lost. So I've got no ideas. If we win and you're not watching, it's down to
Well,
you.
to be fair, I mean, Stuart Jardine, who's in the group, he's suggested to me quite a few times over the years I shouldn't watch the games because quite often I used to go to the pub on a Sunday and I'd say I'm missing the game, and then we'd win, and then he'd tell me not to watch the games quite often. So it has been mentioned before. So maybe we might win this week. Maybe it's looking positive. Right. So we're now entering probably the last 60 seconds, guys. So guys, thanks for joining me once more. Hopefully next week we'll do this a bit earlier in the week, and we're going to be talking about going 2-5 because we're going to be winning. Is there anything you want to say in the last 30 seconds?
Goodbye. Tighten
Um,
up.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and tighten up over this week.
When you say tighten up, are you talking to the defense? They tighten up so we can see less, or are we saying tighten up to the fans? Oh, it's a nightmare, isn't it? Well, look,
To
listen,
everyone who's watching.
anyone who's watched, obviously, please come join us on the Facebook page. Come join us on there, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever we're at the moment. So come join us, have some fun. We're going to enjoy as the season rolls out. We're going to have some fun towards the end of the season. It's good. So, cool. Catch you later, guys, and we'll leave it there.
See you later.
Cool. Cheers.